Just as you're about to address the lizard, the Red Prince bars you with an outstretched...
This man is a dreamer. As you know, I need a word with him. You may wait here while I speak. Permission indeed.
He bids the dreamer stand up and pay attention, which he does in a groveling and awkward manner. The dreamer then chews and swallows a handful of Divinity leaves before slipping into a trance-like state. He falls asleep. To your surprise, the Red Prince lies down and follows suit. After about half an hour, they wake up and begin to discuss what they saw in their dreams. The Red Prince pinches the bridge of his nose in apparent irritation before turning his back on the jabbering dreamer. You receive a withering glance in response.
A deserved bit of sarcasm, I suppose. But though this stingtail fellow may be a less than stellar specimen in the firmament of dreamers, the dreams themselves prove to be quite elucidating. Turns out I'm being hunted by an enemy I didn't know actually existed. The myth-shrouded House of Shadows. The dreamers, though, they're on my side, and they've visions of me on the throne. That's because you haven't seen that other world in all its glory. It is majestic, fit for a prince. Oh, I was born with the promise of an empire, and that promise will be kept. But to keep it, I must find a second dreamer, a greater one, a more experienced traveler of the dream world. Bahara is her name, and she resides in the swamplands east of the fort. So, let us make our escape and venture there post-haste.
You know, I could tell you all about swamp dreamers too if I chewed that much Divinity.
Oh, do hold your prickly tongue.
This looks like the crate I'm after. But where are the contents?
But it was... Please, tell me. Tell me. What? Hmm? I am Stingtail. Who is asking? Oh. Why, dear girl, I mar your beauty with my silly old name. Say, but don't I know you? That face and that cheek.
Something suddenly dawns on Stingtail, and he goes quite pale.
Confound my drug-addled brain, it is... she. You're she, the Master's chosen. Why do you seek me? Am I? Am I being stupid? Think, Stingtail, think. The scar. That is why you seek me. I was made to weave it. They forced my hand. I never had a wish to blemish you, enslave you. I would undo it if I could. Oh, I surely would. I surely would. But I cannot. Only the Master. Only the Master can. But I don't know. How could I? The Master finds. He is never found. You must know that. Surely you know that.
Stingtail writhes in your grip as he gapes at you with fear-smothered eyes, his voice a pitiful wheeze through his tightened throat.
Please, I don't know the whereabouts of the Master.
Your nails dig deep, and Stingtail's blood flows copiously, as if eager for release, but he doesn't speak a word. This time, he hisses loudly, the sharpness of the pain getting the better of him.
No, stop! The wolves! The lone wolves! They may know about the Master. The Master, he's been using lone wolf mercenaries ever since your escape. You vanished, so he needed others to do his bidding. They may know where he is. Lone wolves need to be paid in person. They may know where he is. Who would know? Who would know? Must be Griff. Yes, Griff knows. I assure you. He's over yonder in the kitchen. The cook, the celery man, the butcher man. But he knows things. If there's wolves on the prowl, Griff will have caught their scent. I've told you all. Told you all I can. Have mercy, fair lady. Have mercy.
Stingtail stands before you, a broken mess, quivering with fear and pleading miserably to spare his life. You turn around and take 2 steps before turning back and looking him in the eyes. He shakes like a dead leaf in the wind as you blow him a kiss.
For a moment there, I thought you were going to kill that lizard.
I was, but as you can tell, I'm quite cursed with kindness.
Tide's in, and out, and in again.
Ifan looks over at you with a grimace. The emotion flitting behind his eyes is hard to grasp. Is it sorrow? Shame? Guilt?
Cow, cockle, clown.
Sure. That's the kind of contract some lone wolves accept.
Sensing your rage, Ifan steps back a few paces at speed. He holds his hands up in placation.
Look, I understand your anger. Truly I do. But you know lone wolves are a large network of mercenaries, right? On contracts, we work pretty independently. You know, alone. You and I are alike, Sabine. No point denying it. And working together, there's nothing the two of us couldn't do. Let's keep it that way.
Tides in and out and in again.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Ifan smiles at you. The smile looks genuine, and he looks relieved. But can you trust your eyes? Can you trust a lone wolf?
Here you are. I wonder what keeps you. Tell me your tale. For I am an elf. The tongue of others is not my tongue. You may speak of then and when, I do not. I refuse to learn their strange speech. Start from the beginning. Start from where you come. I see, I see. Now tell me more. Tell me what you do. I understand. Now tell me how your story ends. I feel it deeply, your longing. The longing of the lost. We can see the things we lose, not with our eyes, but with our hearts. This ruby does the trick. It is nothing. Many fragments swirl on my shore. See what I gather. Patience, Mal. Patience.
The woman looks out on the gently lapping waves. She seems totally at peace, but as you approach...
Haven't seen you around here before. New? Well, don't worry too much if you have a hard time settling in. Takes a while to get used to the place. You here alone?
She gives you a long look.
You keep them friends of yours close, eh? Some of us haven't got anyone at all anymore. Not much in this world someone you love can't make better. Used to be I had a family. A husband and a little boy. We were healers. Source was in our blood. Then they brought us here. I couldn't stop them from taking my boys from me when they did. Reckon they were cured. Maybe even released. Don't know why the Reds didn't take me too. Now I'm just waiting for him to call my name. Waiting and remembering.
Her eyes sparkle.
Kind of you to ask. Stefan, he was my little one. Smart as a whip and no less wicked. And my husband, he was called Felix. He was an expert healer. Could fix a broken bone in a short minute. Listen to me, bubbling on like a cauldron. You're sweet to listen. And yes, they were lovely. Totally lovely. I'll see him again before I'm gone for good. That's for certain. You run along now, darling. You shouldn't spend what little time you've got left here listening to an old bleeding heart moan.
Ha! I found you, didn't I? Red, they said. Red, then dead. Not an attempt, mate. Not if I can bloody help it. Time's up, Your Highness. Let's dance. It's stabbing time.
Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Damn nuisance these assassins are. It's their frightful manners I mind the most, really. Well, that was rather fun, wasn't it? I do find it ever so invigorating to cut a cutthroat's throat. Oh, one gets used to this kind of thing so quickly. This is hardly the first time someone's filled some poor fool's purse and bid him kill the prince. I'll tell you what, though. The House of Shadows will have to do a lot better if it seeks to get the better of me. All those bumblers they've sent so far mark a mere insult to my swordsmanship.
You won't regret keeping those friends of yours at your right hand. I brought my own share of knowledge with me from the get-go. No sense...
Come on, you stubborn hunk of garbage.
The dwarf's fingers clamp around a splintered chunk of wood nailed to the skeleton of an old ship. His whole body strains with the effort of wrenching the plank free, to no avail.
Ah! Eh? Oh, that. Won't be my first or last roll on a lost boat. Reckon I might have had a harder time of it without your help, though. Bravery on the high seas is rewarded tenfold in the hall, you know. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got business to attend to.
The dwarf spits into each of his calloused palms and rubs them together, before placing them both back on the plank and pulling.
Bleeding nail must be charmed or something. Go on then, give it a go.
You grab the plank and pull. The rusted nail pops loose, and the plank...
Oh, look at that. Nice of you to finish the job after I...
He winks and flips a gold coin toward you. It makes a long, high arc, glinting in the sun, and lands squarely in your hand.
For your trouble. I suppose it were a fool's errand thinking I could make something out of this heap, but I couldn't help myself from trying.
He sucks a finger and holds it up to the wind, testing the breeze.
Winds like these, she would have capsized before she reached the break. Well, on to plan B.
He gives you a wry look, as though deciding whether to trust you.
Aye, was planning to build me a raft and paddle off. I've got business north of here, in a town called Driftwood. Far be it from me to miss an appointment. Maybe you don't.
He stands before you and pokes you in the side, seizes your shoulder with a great, strong hand.
There's something of you, you know? You don't have to accept your fate on this bloody island. You can leave here, get on with your life. Why don't we make a deal then? You help me get out of this place, and I'll do the same for you. That's the spirit.
He lifts an invisible cap and bows with the grace of a courtier.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. The name's... well, the name's dead and buried. What matters is what they call me. Beast. Hey, now, it's quite a nice-sized place, actually. Play your cards right and I'll invite you for the summer. I'll tell you when you're older. Anyhow, we're a team now, so the me is not half as important as the us. Let's get down to brass tacks. Fighting, I mean. I've been up and down the realm so often it'd make your cabbage spin, and I picked up a few tricks along the way. Truth be told, I've grown fond of crushing and casting. A battle mage, if you like. But there's not so important as team dynamics. So what'll it be? I've more muscle in an inch than most have got in a mile. What do you have in mind in particular? Then it's settled. Capital! Aye. But it seems you've no room for old beast in your clan now. You come find me when a spot opens up, and take it from me. You'll want to find a place for me at your side.
Quite right. Do seek my counsel. I highly recommend it. There was a small incident which prompted my many rivals to move against me. Technically, they had the letter of the law on their side. Such a nuisance, the law. Quite necessary to keep the common in line, of course, but one such as myself it should exempt as a matter of course. Notice that, did you? For future reference, if I don't answer a question, it's because I don't want to. I hardly know you as yet. Let's leave some mystery in the relationship, shall we? We can exchange criminal records later. But that's the whole idea, I'm afraid. Even I myself thought it a myth. See, the ancient empire consists of 3 houses. The noble houses of war and dreams, and the upstart house of law. We of war rule the empire. Or so I thought. For if the warnings I was given are true, there's not only such a thing as the House of Shadows, it also pulls the strings, and it seeks to string me up first chance it gets.
Twists and rubs and tweaks the nubs, he strokes and pokes like all the blokes.
And you in me. There isn't much to say, but for the fact that I simply must. It's the portent of it all. I can feel it. The revelation will be world-changing. I just know it. How you lack in vision. By the time I'm done, I will have real castles in the sky. As certain as the sun, such is my conviction. I will be, then grow beyond being. As am I. A prince should die of old age or on the battlefield. Anything else could be construed as weakness of character. That said, I've the distinct feeling I wasn't meant to die today, for despite your heroics, I was still cast into the water. I sank. I drowned. But there was something in the water. A voice made of air that soothed my flooding lungs. There was sudden light. Warmth. Truly, how intriguing. To hear a voice whilst drowning is a rather specific delusion to share, is it not? Still, I wonder if...
He hesitates.
Are you a religious person? I'm rather relieved to hear it. Religious persons tend to be all too self-important in their supposed humility. As for myself, I perform the ancient rites of prayer and ceremony with a kind of languid indulgence. After all, when one is revered by many as a living god oneself, public deprecation would be needlessly self-important as well, wouldn't you say? Dozens, I should imagine, but if we're talking about the ones that came after my exile, this would be number 5. Let them come, I say. Keeps one sharp. I intend to rule an empire one day, not a tiny outcropping in the sea, lording over gulls and guppy fish. To that end, I suggest we focus on the obvious. A farewell to Fort Joy and a hello to the mainland. Of course, I'd much appreciate it if we managed to find Bahara first.
I'd say we're making good progress already, no? I am too, I must say. Good to know someone's got your back when the going's tough.
Ifan shrugs off his backpack and reaches into its depths. After rummaging around, he holds out a tattered page to you, upon which you can see a broken wax seal in the shape of a wolf's paw.
Have a read of my contract and find out. You've read my contract. What is that?
He gives you an appraising look, almost admiring.
I don't do it for the money. A man needs focus in life. Purpose.
He looks away, refusing to meet your eyes.
It's personal, though I don't know you well enough yet to say more. I take it you've no objections to the imminent death of my mark. Good to know. And likewise, with whatever errands of your own you have.
You say he likes it
Hey.
big and strong.
Hi.
Combs it out all dilly-eyed.
Easy. I'd say we get out of this place. Don't know how long they plan to keep us here, but I'd rather not find out.
All the blokes.
Ooh, so serious. What's up? Well, I was giving this concert up on Overlook Hill. There was a great crowd. They were really feeling it. But I guess it was too good. I had me a little sauce flare-up. Everyone went a bit, I don't know, wild, rabid. I snapped out of it before anyone got hurt, but the Magisters caught me backstage afterwards. At least I went down doing what I loved. Of course I do. What's your poison? Ah, one of those. Out with the new, in with the old. Something you can sing along to, eh? I've got it. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K... Whoa. Excuse me. L, M, N, O... I can't.
Combs it out all dilly-eyed. He twists and rubs and tweaks the nubs. He strokes and pokes like all the blokes. He say he'll...
It isn't that. Never mind. Let's just... We should keep moving. Okay. I don't. Look, just... I know it was bad, okay? I know. You don't have to tell me. I'm sorry. I just want to move on.
Soon as I saw that glint in your eye, I knew we'd make a solid team.
Ifan tips his fingers to his temples.
He say he likes it big and strong. And combs it out all dilly-eyed. He twists and rubs and tweaks the nubs. He strokes and pokes like all the blokes. He say he'll touch it all day long. Combs it out all dilly-eyed. say he likes it thick and long. Combs it out all dilly-eye day. He say he likes it big and strong. Combs it out all dilly-eye day. He twists and rubs and tweaks the numbers like all the blokes. He say he'll touch it all day long. Combs it out all dilly-eye.